Hi everyone, I'm Lana Fox and I would like to talk to you about mermaids today. Um, I'm calling this vlog Modern Day Mermaid because I've decided that it's time that we let go of the old and somewhat damaging myth of the mermaid. Now I know mermaids are all very pretty and all of that, wonderful, very femme, etc. But there is another side to mermaids, and I think the problem with our society at the moment, particularly regarding sex and gender, is that we think that mermaids are always femme. We think of them as being half fish, half woman. We think of them as luring sailors to their doom by singing so beautifully that the sailors and their ships get wrecked on the rocks because they're mesmerized. We think this about mermaids, and it's often what we think about women too. I mean, I think, it's become very hard in the society not to be a slender femme woman who sings beautifully and will do everything for her male partner. But of course, not everybody is heterosexual. Not everybody is skinny and femme. Not everybody is like a mermaid. So we're going to rewrite the mermaid myth. Mermaids, my friends, do not have to be femme and slender and tremendously well-mannered and sweet and pretty anymore. Mermaids actually are slayers. Well, think about it. They have to eat, right? So they have to spear fish. I mean, they have to eat raw fish to survive, right? So they must have something pretty violent in there, I think. A sort of self-survival strategy, number one. Number two, let's look at it this way. Let's imagine that mermaids, when they sing, are singing for themselves. Maybe they just like singing, right? Singing is part of their creativity. Maybe when they sing, it's like painting a picture. Maybe when they sing, it is like having solo sex. Maybe when they sing, they are expressing their truths. And so there happened to be a ship of folks nearby who get mesmerized and end up crashing on the rocks. Well, tough cookie. I mean, that's how it happens, right? We get wrapped by stuff. We end up losing control of the wheel. We should have taken a break somewhere. We should have gotten more focus. It's not the mermaid's fault, right? The mermaid's just being herself. Another thing. Mermaids are not half fish, half woman, are they? Does a mermaid look like half a fish, half a woman to you? No. The mermaid is a whole woman. She just happens to have a fish tail. Now, there are lots of theories that mermaids were made this way with, the boobs, the tail, because they were meant to be like women are. This was the theory, right? That mermaids were meant to be very sexy and temptresses and all that, using what they got to lure in men, right? Actually, what if they're not? What if they're just being themselves? What if they're not attempting to be sexy? What if they just have nice big tits and they're enjoying it? Of course, the other side of that myth, that rather destructive myth, is that we think that mermaids are luring us in but can't actually deliver the goods because they do not have a cunt, right? This is what the academics often say. The mermaid is the ultimate tease. She lures you in so you can't help yourself, and then you find you can't get anything out of her when you get there. The ultimate objectification of women. So we're saying no to that too. That's ridiculous. I mean, if you think about it, a mermaid is a whole woman. She's a woman who's doing what she loves. She's creative. She's singing away for herself, but she doesn't need other people around to make her satisfied. She can get satisfaction from herself. And it just happens that a lot of people around her are perceiving her as being a tease, are perceiving her as luring them to their deaths. No, she's just being herself. The other people need to allow that to happen. And in actual fact, I think mermaids have a terrific community. And I think that they love themselves. And I think they know exactly what self-love is. They know that if they have self-love, they don't necessarily need a partner. Maybe they have a partner and they will enjoy that partner and they will take care of that partner as the partner will take care of them. But ultimately, they are whole in themselves, right? I also don't think mermaids just have to be heterosexual. Sure, they can be heterosexual. I'm all for homosexual. Go be homosexual. Oh, I said homosexual, didn't I? No, go be whatever you want, right? Go be whoever you are. That's the point. But you don't have to be heterosexual. You don't have to be gay. You don't have to be queer. You don't have to be. You are who you are, right? And I think mermaids are really good at being who they are. And I think that there are mermaids with big, beautiful, curvy bodies. And I think there are mermaids with very skinny, sleek bodies. And I think there are mermaids of all different colors and cultures. And I think that there are mermaids of all different sizes and with all different eye colors. I think there are mermaids who wear makeup, and there are mermaids who don't wear makeup. There are mermaids who wear eyeglasses. There are mermaids who have one eye. There are mermaids who have three eyes. I don't really give a shit. All I want is for us to start being ourselves honestly, and for us to love one another for that. And perhaps most importantly, to love ourselves for that. Because if we don't love ourselves, loving, period, is difficult. And loving shouldn't be difficult. It really shouldn't. It should be something that we long for, like mermaids long for song, right? So, there I am, speaking the bleeding obvious. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to check in with you guys on my blog once a week, hopefully with better hair, and talk to you about sexual politics of the week, about gender politics of the week, and about being a whole woman, a whole mermaid in terms of sex and gender and anything else, self-love, anything else that is relevant to us just being ourselves. In fact, you know, I'm going to end with this. Mermaids are a great way of teaching us about life. And folks in sexual and gender politics will talk about binaries, you know, either or. The things that we talk about in life that are either or are usually there in order to control us. And we don't always realize, but they are. You know, so if you say to a mermaid, well, you're either a fish or a woman, which is it? It's completely unfair. It's the same if you are transgender. So for example, if you are female identified but your biological sex is male, or if you are somewhere on the gender spectrum that doesn't say, okay, I'm a woman with a cunt and a pair of breasts who has a womb. You know, if you are somewhere in between, or perhaps you are both, that is whole. And I don't think we always understand. I know that we don't always understand that, because there is an incredible amount of violence and torment and making people invisible that goes on around people of all different genders, that there are not just two genders. So, mermaids are not half fish, half woman. Mermaids are mermaids. And I'm really hoping that this vlog, in all its ludicrousness and strangeness and bad hairness, is going to just sort of underline that fact in a fun way. So this week, please go out and be mermaids in the modern day sense of the word. I think that's about it. Was that a good vlog? I have no idea. Anyway, it was a me vlog. So there you go. Me on modern day mermaids. Enjoy yourself. Have a good week. I love you. Bye bye.